Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Monster Warriors trade idea adds $146 million Nets duo for Wiggins package. The Golden State Warriors may need to get creative when it comes to returning to NBA title contention status next season. One name that has been floated as a potential trade candidate this offseason is Brooklyn Nets forward Mikal Bridges. Bleacher Report's Alan Stiles put together several potential trade proposals for Golden State, including one idea that sends Bridges and Dorian Finney-Smith to the Warriors. The NBA analyst labeled this monster trade pitch as his spiciest option of the proposed deals for the Warriors. Golden State lands this intriguing Nets duo but has to give up Andrew Wiggins, Moses Moody, Brandon Podziemski, and Kevin Looney. The Warriors are also sending a future first-rounder to the Nets as part of the deal. This one was probably the spiciest one I came up with, Stiles detailed in a June 2024 Bleacher Report livestream. Mikal Bridges, Dorian Finney-Smith, if the Nets decide to finally move off of Mikal Bridges because they can't get a star. And they're only going to have a little bit of time before they make that decision. For Wiggins, Looney, Moody, Podziemski, and a first-round pick, and that's a lot. But you're getting back Mikal Bridges. Dorian Finney-Smith, a 3-and-D guy, who is really going to shore up the bench and things like that. That is kind of the monster that I would do. First, let's take a look at some of the financial components of this trade. Bridges has 2 seasons remaining on a 4-year, $90.9 million contract. The veteran averaged 19.6 points, 4.5 rebounds, 3.6 assists, and 1 steal per game while shooting 37.2% from long range in 2023-24. Perhaps even more impressive is Bridges started and played in all 82 games for the Nets, a rarity in today's NBA. The veteran sharpshooter is a more affordable option compared to Wiggins' 4-year, $109 million deal. Wiggins still has 3 seasons remaining on his contract but has a player option in 2026 if the former number 1 pick wants to test free agency. Finney-Smith has 2 seasons remaining on a 4-year, $55.5 million contract. The forward also has a player option that allows him to hit free agency as soon as 2025 if Finney-Smith forgoes the final year of his deal. For the Warriors to make a trade like this giving up so many assets, the front office would need to be convinced the move can catapult the franchise back into title contention. Some of the Warriors' potential moves will depend on what Klay Thompson does in free agency. The Athletic's Anthony Slater labeled talks between Thompson and Golden State as frozen. The Golden State Insider added that Thompson bolting in free agency appears to be more probable than ever before. Klay Thompson isn't currently mulling a shorter-than-desired offer from the Golden State Warriors, Slater wrote in a June 22 article titled, Negotiations Between Klay Thompson, Warriors Frozen as Free Agency Looms, Sources. Despite a wide-open negotiation window, there isn't a 1-year, 2-year, or 3-year deal on the table. Because nothing is currently on the table, according to league sources. There's been no productive discussion between the Warriors and Thompson or his representatives. Talks are essentially frozen. With free agency now less than 10 days away, Thompson's exit from the only franchise he has ever known feels closer and more probable than ever before. Report, Warriors considering notable move with Chris Paul. Chris Paul's first season with the Golden State Warriors didn't quite go according to plan, but they may still be able to get some value out of him. Anthony Slater of The Athletic reports this week that the Warriors are considering trading Paul. Slater notes that the team is actively searching for ways to upgrade the roster, including potentially using Paul's non-guaranteed $30 million contract for next season as a flexible trade chip. The Warriors have also spoken with Paul about potentially pushing his June 28 contract deadline, at which point his deal would become fully guaranteed, into July if needed, Slater adds. As it stands right now, the 12-time All-Star Paul, 39, doesn't have a penny guaranteed of that $30 million. That would indeed make him an interesting trade candidate, as an opposing team could either dump Paul outright after acquiring him or keep him around as veteran depth, either at his $30 million figure or at a reduced rate in a waive-and-resign scenario. Paul averaged 9.2 points and 6.8 assists per game for the Warriors this past season in what was mainly a bench role. His days as a starter in the league are likely finished. But Paul already has multiple potential suitors in just the West alone, and his, temporarily, favorable contract situation could help grease the wheels on a possible trade. Proposed NBA trade has Warriors land Bucks $93 million star for Hall. The Golden State Warriors could soon be in the market for a new guard if Klay Thompson decides to walk in free agency. Bleacher Report's Alan Stiles floated a potential trade idea that has the Warriors landing Milwaukee Bucks star guard Khris Middleton. The deal centers around Andrew Wiggins, Moses Moody, and potentially a player like Brandon Podziemski going to Milwaukee in exchange for Middleton. The Bucks would be shuffling the pieces around Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard. If you did Wiggins and Moody for Khris Middleton, and if they want somebody else, I don't know if they would want a Podziemski, somebody like that, Stiles detailed in a June 2024 Bleacher Report live stream. And I know a lot of people are high on Podziemski. Here's the other thing about the Warriors: there's the decision on whether you make a big move or a small move. And then there's also the question of, is Klay going to stay or not? Right, because if Klay isn't going to stay, then you have to start looking at guards, in my opinion, Stiles added. If Klay is going to stay, then that changes things, so I do think that matters. You have Khris Middleton for Wiggins, Moody, and whoever they want to add. That's one that I cooked up that I thought would be a good situation. Middleton has 2 seasons remaining on a 3-year, $93 million contract, which on the surface is a reasonable deal for a 3-time All-Star. The guard has a player option that would allow him to hit free agency in 2025. Yet, the Warriors could be reluctant to take on Middleton's deal given his struggles to stay on the floor. Wiggins has 3 seasons remaining on a 4-year, $109 million contract. The former number 1 pick has a player option that would allow him to forego his final season and hit free agency in 2026. This trade pitch with the Bucks mostly makes sense as a potential replacement option for Thompson. If Thompson re-signs, adding another wing to the mix in an already crowded depth chart may not be the wisest move for Golden State. Middleton has had trouble staying on the court in recent years. The 3-time All-Star missed 27 games last season and 49 contests in 2022-23. Middleton averaged 15.1 points, 5.3 assists, and 4.7 rebounds per game while shooting 38.1% from long range last season. It remains to be seen what Thompson's market will be like in NBA free agency. There have been conflicting reports about the Orlando Magic's potential interest level in Thompson this offseason. According to NBC Sports Bay Area's Monty Poole, Thompson is pushing for a 3-year deal. Gone are the days when Thompson was among the NBA's best two-way wings, an all-defensive team selection whose exceptional shooting was the basis for 5 consecutive trips to the All-Star game, Poole noted in a June 17 article titled, "Barbosa hopes Klay prioritizes happiness in free agent decision." He still can go for 30 or 40 on a given night, but frequency and efficiency have dipped, as has his defensive versatility. For those reasons, Thompson realizes he won't see anything like his expiring contract, a 5-year max worth $190 million. League sources indicate he's seeking an offer of at least 3 years. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Khris Middleton? Leave your opinion in the comments.